Hi, my name is Connor Kuschel, and I'm going to be talking about Jeeps today and why, well, my main claim is that they provide a cost-effective way to pursue off-roading adventures. They have a very long history. They have interchangeable parts, and you were able to basically completely do it yourself. For about the past year or so, I've had a 1997 TJ. TJ is the model of the Jeep. They have JKs and a bunch more. I'm not going to get into that. But I've been working on it for about the last year, having a job, buying all my stuff, and hasn't broken my bank, and I haven't, destroyed my car completely, so it's pretty easy to do. It has a pretty long history, dating back 70 plus years to World War II, when the Army needed to acquire a vehicle, and they asked 135 companies to give them a vehicle that would be able to go through all the dirt, mud, and all their suicide tests, and Bantam created a vehicle called the BRC 60 in 1940, which was the original style of the Jeep. After a while, they were not able to complete all of the Army's requirements, and Willys Overland took over. But Bantam did not stop there. They started making accessories for the Jeep, so accessories have been made for 70 plus years for them. Herb Huddle of the History Channel tells us that Jeep, being an Army vehicle and getting a lot of Hollywood attention from the media, driving them around, getting them to have people support the Army, started sparking attention in former soldiers, which led to them trying to buy them after the war. The Jeeps all have interchangeable parts that can go between years of the same model and also model before then. Explorer PA history tells us that accessories for the Jeep, like I said before, have been dating all the way back to 1941 when Bantam started making them. David Stubblebine of the World War II database tells us that Ford and Willys actually worked together to make interchangeable parts with each other to help minimize inventory in combat, and also for stuff for today, it allows resale. And an example of this is on my Jeep. I recently put on a bunch of body armor by Smittyville. I bought it for one of my dad's friends who has a 2006 Jeep, and I was able to put it onto my 1997 Jeep without having to make any modifications to the body, which and I spent half the price, so it was very cost efficient and it was very easy to do. The Jeeps are very easy to do it yourself. I've worked on mine. I've only had it in the shop maybe 1 or 2 times doing it with the engine because I'm not very educated in that portion yet. But parts are all over the internet, going from, like I said, Smittyville. There's 4-wheel parts. There's one in Riverside and Upland. They're all over the place. And this large market, everybody wanting to buy these Jeeps after World War II, led to market competition between part suppliers, making the price ranges pretty affordable with a lot of diversity. Online, there are many Jeep tutorials of how to do things, and also from other Jeepers, like when I put on the armor with my buddy, helped me put on my KC lights, and it was very easy to do. I went on YouTube and I typed in "how to Jeep" just to see what would come up, and over 1 million plus results came in. They weren't like fake results like how to build a Jeep in Legos, some crap like that. There are actual legit ones, how to transfer, how to fix like leaks in transfer cases, put on hard doors, take off hard doors, put on a lockbox, stuff like that. And as I said before with my dad's friend, I put all this on and it was extremely easy to do and didn't have to pay anything for labor costs. As if you go to a Jeep shop, you could probably pay at least $300. They had it for a weekend, and now you're down $300 and you can spend on other parts. Jim Allen of the History Channel states that manufactured Jeeps and accessories made the build simple like the original BR60. This helped that, so you were able to do it yourself with a couple, you can roll out to my garage with a couple Craftsman wrenches and take off my bumpers. And honestly, Jeep door is one of the easiest things to steal. If somebody doesn't have the windows on, you just unscrew the bolts and take them out, which is kind of sketchy sometimes. But the high demand and large group of builders, people who wanted to build up their Jeep, led to the repairs, upgrades, and modifications being kept simple like the original BR60. And doing it yourself saves hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like I said before, you have it in a shop for a weekend, you spend like $300, and that's a total rip-off when you can just sit outside in your garage for an hour and a half, get some grease on your wrists, do it yourself. So with little to no labor costs, access to new and old parts, Jeeps are very cost effective, and as a byproduct, you can fix it whenever you need to. You're out in the middle of the trail and it breaks down, you can do it all yourself.
All right, let me start with the strong stuff. I thought that you did a good job citing your sources when talking about the historical information on Jeeps and giving us some examples. You also had some personal examples, although it's hard to check on those things. You said it took you an hour and a half and it was easy for you to do. I'll bet there was cursing going on. I have no doubt that comes up occasionally. So the truth of the matter is that there's a good amount of information in the speech. The thing that I still have a little bit of a question about is what the controversy is here. If there's an argument that says that this is more cost effective than any other vehicle, then we need a comparison. If you're going to argue that that new parts are never required for Jeeps, that you can always use used parts instead, okay, then you need to make that your claim, and maybe there's a little bit of controversy on that. Although, again, I don't know who's disputing this. Where has this been challenged by anybody? I don't know that anybody denies that what you were describing is true. So if it's all true, where's the controversy? What's the argument about? I'm a little bit uncertain as to why it fits into the category of a claim of fact. It sounds to me like an informative speech on a pretty effective vehicle, but I'm not sure that it counts as an argument. I don't know that it meets the Brock-Reedy criteria, and that's the main problem that I have with the speech. I think the organization is not very clear at the beginning, and it becomes less clear as the speech goes on. But like I said, the research was pretty solid, and you do a nice job talking to the audience. And even though you have your hat on while you're giving a speech, which is always a no-no, at least it's the right hat.